man of the masses. Mayegun diary politico.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Good morning to you.
Mayegun ti dé.
Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining us tonight. It is Mayegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀dẹ̀lú kì í tó níbẹ̀ o.
That is true. Read the caption and read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Read the description as well. There's a little detail there too. Like the broadcast to show that, okay, I don't want to be reminded later. Then share the broadcasts with your own extra message. Mayegun today, then send it to everybody on your social media platform. Tonight, in case if you find me repeating myself, I really want to talk to everyone that has the opportunity of watching my broadcast, this particular one. Maybe I can change one single mind. So share this. All the threat has failed. All the bribery gone. Now it is wait and see. Every violence that will take place tomorrow is paid for by Tinubu and his men. But there are things you need to know. Some things you probably don't know now. Share this broadcast if you haven't already. Thank you, Motide. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us tonight. It is Mayegun, and this is live, in case if you are watching it right on the hour. Tomorrow, Nigeria and Nigerians in Nigeria and all over the world, they will wake up to what has now been tagged dramatic hunger protests. It is dramatic in the sense that government policies in the last 9 years, then in the last 1 year, has impacted so negatively on the lives and living of the people. Even the rich are crying too. Economic policy does not spare anybody, whether you are rich or poor, whether you are Christian or Muslim, whether you are from the north or from the south. Economic policy coupled with institutionalized corruption, these have contributed so massively to the destruction of the economic purchasing power of the people. Policy. So people now said, even though there has been a pocket of protests across the country in the last 1 year, we've had hunger protests, being power. We've had hunger protests from the workers. We've had all these hardship protests across board from the north to the south. We've seen young people from northern Nigeria ransacking trucks, conveying food to the southern part of Nigeria because they are hungry. But the people in government, they continue to tell the people that whatever they are going through now is just a baby step of pain, that they are only making sacrifices that will later pay off. Of course, there are people who believe them. Well, you see, in this day and time, there is a level of deceit, propaganda that can sway you when you are hungry, for real, right? So rather than listen to the people, reverse some of these fraudulent policies to rob the people and impoverish them. People now know better that while they were told that things were very bad, they didn't tell, nobody has told them how bad. Boko Haram destroyed Nigeria for 8 straight years. Some of those people who are telling you today to give Tinubu more than 1 year, most of them are those people who told you to give Boko Haram extra time. Give him time. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Give him time. Rigged himself back in. Year 5, year 6, year 7. And then by the time they are saying give him time, give him time. By the time he got to 8th year, they started telling people that Boko Haram is the best thing that ever happened to Nigeria after sliced bread. Therefore, Nigerians are more confused when Tinubu now said he inherited a totally collapsed Nigeria. That's what he said. Now, Nigerians don't know how bad. While they are still wondering and saying that, okay, maybe because not them. That is why they don't want to tell us how bad. Maybe they are fixing it. Nigerians are watching these guys taking loans after loans. I mean, they took loans on behalf of Nigeria. In case if you don't know, they took loan in order to offset or cushion the effect of the subsidy removal. Or shishi, una no see, they shared the money. Right. So what we're going to do now, because I really, really want to talk to you, okay? Especially if you are one of those watching me from Nigeria. Maybe, just maybe, I can, through you, get others on board on why this may be your only chance. Even if you are PDP, APC, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, wherever you are, there's something you need to know. The choice to want to remain enslaved, the choice to want to be free from the shackles of slavery, mostly mental slavery, the choice to decide not to be a voluntary slave anymore, or the choice to remain a slave mentally, physically, financially, economically. Like I said, the choice will always be yours. Okay? If you think anyone needs to convince you, or possibly cajole you or what have you, to take this moment, I don't think you are thinking right. So let me roll it back. Protests can change a lot of things. And protest is what those in power, that's what they fear most. And I'll tell you why. Usually, when protests are organized, it is mostly organized by politicians, okay? Pursuing a certain agenda, using the failure of governments in power. And if they manage to eat the same nerve with the people who are even not members of their political party, then they can get a full-blown nationwide protest against the usually politicians. So what they do is that they call all of their contacts, they mobilize them with money to organize and stuff like that. The media will be taken care of. But people in power, they hate it when they do not have control over those organizing protests anywhere. Because around that time, they believe if they do not have control over the people organizing a protest against them, that simply means they won't have control over what will happen. So a section of the country or a sizable portion of the country, they are listening to some certain people, not the government. And we do not know these people. We do not know what they have as planned. We do not have this under control. Definitely, this is a chaos. And that is why the people around Tinubu, who have been so used to conventional means of doing things. Conventional means like what everybody knows how things are done. If you want to get things done, for example, if you join politics and you want to get things done faster, you need structure. And this structure is called an existing political structure where you can just speak from that structure and build your own. Or you can build on the ones you have there, as long as you have the resources to do that. So if you want to organize a nationwide protest, like you have the NLC, they have chapters of NLC all over Nigeria. Every local government has NLC. They have teachers, they have government workers. Here you get. So that automatically gives whoever controls NLC, if he uses it well, that gives him automatic 14 to 20 million workers to use in pushing any agenda in their interests. But because they are registered and recognized by government, so they are still regulated. They have things guiding their operation. So governments still know what is going on there. And in fact, when they have to choose their leaders, governments will be interested. They do not want anybody that's going to make their life hell. You know what I mean? Available, conventional structure. If you see the student union, everywhere you have schools all over Nigeria, they want them, especially higher institutions. They have a body called National Association of Nigerian Students. That is a conventional established structure. It doesn't matter who and who are occupying that structure at that particular time, but the government knows about them. Therefore, they are interested in what they are doing. So they would rather want people who can manage that available structure. And over 80 million, students, over 50 million students of Nigeria, right? Somebody needs to control all of that massive number by pushing an agenda that is not anti-government. Because the moment it is anti-government, the government will consider it a threat to them because they have no control. You get that now? Same thing with church, same thing with mosque. Whichever denomination you belong to in your own Christendom, or whichever denomination you belong to in your own Islamic caliphate or whatever, right? There is a body, or there are bodies that then controls other bodies. You get what I mean? But at the end of the day, you see all this control over them, the government gets to know who and who are controlling them. So that if you have control of churches, and you have more than 100 million Christians, you want to be in charge. I mean, you want to know those who are going to be managing that number in a country. Government is interested. Conventional means. When you look at the traders, market men and women, they have available structure. Everywhere you have markets, they have association. These associations, they are linked to other bigger body. This bigger body, they are friends to government at all levels. So these are conventional means. So whenever things want to go wrong, they expect that this should come from any of these segments of the society. So if the Christians are angry, let's call the Christian association leaders. If the Muslims are angry, let's call all the Islamic religious leaders. If the workers are angry, oh, let us talk to their leaders. If the students are angry, oh, call the student leaders. Do you get that now? So that's the way. But anywhere people are saying we are hungry and we are united by hunger, by insecurity, by your corruption, and we want an end to all of this, they do not have anybody to call and say, okay, oh, which of you, Gongon, is angry now? They say all of us. What do you mean all of you? Everybody. Christian association, traders association, transporter association. Everybody says they are angry. But we spoke to the leaders of all these associations. They all said they are not participating in any protest against government because they do not know you. Do you get that drift now, yeah? These guys are now acting. They are putting advices together for Tinubu based on the available, established, conventional means of engaging government. You mean you are supposed to engage government, not to sit with them and want to share food with them, right? But it ended up that the entire organizations that were supposed to be speaking for these categories of people, they've all been compromised. Everyone is fighting for his own place in the entire establishment. And that works for government. It works for anybody in government. What do you want? Our people are crying. They are hungry. Okay, we'll give them 70,000. Yes, sir. You know if you make them 75. How about 75? No, 70,000. Okay. Oh, what about us? No, they will take care of you. I've told them to take care of all of you. I'm just talking about your workers, your people. You said 70, Abi. Then we can talk about it 3 years later, Abi. It's okay. It's okay. You have done well. That's over 100%. So, since all these advices being given to Tinubu are based on, let us bribe this, mobilize that, give this one money, give that one money, let them go out and tell people. Our people are not participating. Students are not participating. Traders are not participating because we do not want violence. You know? So to them, they've sorted everything. Who are those who now want to protest? Who? So that is what is now called the don't look mode. All that money, all that threats, all of those, yeah? Now it's just to now wait and see who Gongon are those. But before we get to those protesting or not, okay, you need to understand why these guys, the only language they understand is a protest. And if you want to be honest and sincere, let's be honest, even you, Abobaku, that says no to protest. You are protesting to say no to protest. Okay, fine. Even you yourself, in the last 2 weeks, have you seen APC care about people like the way they are pretending to be doing right now? Have you seen them before last 1 week? Have you seen them being this nice? The Ministry of Youth suddenly is now very active. 110 billion loan. They want to give it to every Nigerian who want to do business. Just don't go and protest. Okay, we'll give you loan. And right now, they are already posting some people are saying are fake, because everything about APC, Egbekebe is fake. 95 billion they said they gave to large people. Now we have just been told that Omo na audio. They said the total money given to them eventually was just about 15 billion from 95 billion. 80 billion has been released that it has been paid to the people who went to Hajj. People who went to Hajj, they don't go back to Nigeria. No wonder when they got to Hajj, they were giving them gari and kuli kuli for breakfast in Mecca after paying nearly 8 million. And then you hear that your government, Tinubu, gave them 90 billion. Now you can't go to Mecca. They serve you gari and kuli kuli. Now we have now been told that yes, the money was released, but the Hajj Commission, they actually didn't even get the money at all. But they took money from the money paid by their people and all of that. Eventually, they said the total money they got from these guys was 15 billion. And this was even like after everybody don't return from Mecca. It was all due, but that's just on the side. So would you not agree with me that even before any protest, these guys are everywhere? Now, Niger Delta youth, 10,000 Niger Delta youth from Akpabiole, they will now get 500 million naira every month for 6 months. Just to say no protest in Niger Delta. All because of August 1st. Now you are hearing that they have released another audio rice that they are selling for half price per bag. Banjo, 40,000 naira bag. Bag of rice, 40,000 naira rice. 40,000 naira rice. But they didn't do all of that a month ago. They didn't. So, if anybody tells you protest doesn't work, these are the things you should begin to kind of sit down and be like, wait to. If they do it like that, they can't reduce the price of petroleum from 1,200 naira to 200 naira. Even you will say no to protest, are you not going to be happy? So let us kind of roll it back again to policies of 1 year ago. 1 year is not enough to change Nigeria. I agree. Okay. But I also disagree in the sense that we need to be very clear. What kind of change are we talking about? Is it that 1 year is not enough to make Nigeria stop the bleeding? Abi 1 year is not enough to destroy Nigeria, because they said it under Boko Haram. They said 1 year was not enough. 2 years was not enough. 4 years wasn't enough. And every year, Boko Haram was like plunging Nigeria into perpetuity of poverty, insecurity. And they were saying 4 years was not enough to repair 16 years of PDP. Later, they said 5 years was not enough, 6 years. But at the end of the day, by the time Boko Haram was done, 8 years was not enough to destroy Nigeria, or whatever Nigeria has gained in the first 16 years of the corrupt PDP. Under the corrupt PDP, Nigeria built 12 independent power projects. Under the corrupt PDP, Nigeria naira to dollar was 145 naira officially to dollar. Under the corrupt PDP, 16 years PDP, Nigeria economy grew from a paltry 170 or so billion to over nearly 600 billion. A lot of you had jobs. Then you had businesses. A liter of petroleum was 87 naira. Then, after 8 years of Boko Haram, I don't think I need to repeat what life is now, right? But you know the saddest thing? Within a year of Tinubu, everybody itself don't know where their body day as we speak. Whether they give you rice to chop for 3 days. After that 3 days, what are you going to eat after that? If they give you 10,000 naira right now, and then you're like, after 2 days, what are you going to feed on? So those are the things you should think of, right? So, did Tinubu destroy Nigeria worse than what Boko Haram did in 8 years? The answer is a big, massive yes. It is policy. So let's put it side by side, okay? When Boko Haram was going and its own destruction, it came to light that Boko Haram printed 27.5 trillion naira, which with nothing to back it, nothing. It wasn't for anything. It was just printed. And and then it was shared. So if you convert that 27.5 trillion to dollars, based on the exchange rates that Bokuwari had when he was living, 710 naira to a dollar, that simply will give you about $50 billion. That's how much Bokuwari printed in 8 years. That skyrocketed the inflation, but somehow it didn't flow the Nigerian naira like Tinubu finally came to do, right? But he did tamper with that. Like, let's float the naira, let the market forces determine how much we exchange the naira to dollar. They tried that for like a few days. When it beats them so hard, they continue to defend the naira. Now, when Bokuwari was living,